Welcome back to the show. There's no telling where we'll go. So come and share a laugh on the Imp and Skizz podcast.
All right, Skizz. I got to tell you, man, I actually like sitting on this couch.
Yeah, you like this. It always bothers my neck, but you like it.
I know, because we turn to each other. But luckily, it's not just you and I today, because we are joined by the one, the only xBCrafted. How you doing, man?
Hello. I'm doing all right. How about y'all?
Doing great,
That
man.
couch does look comfy. It reminds me of our couch.
Does it? So we got a couple. I don't know how I feel about throw pillows. That's my wife's thing. You know, I've never really cared for them, to be honest. And the couch looks good when they're where they're supposed to be. But every time Skizz and I sit down on this couch, he builds a wall up and makes me feel like,
yeah, get over there.
He doesn't want me close to him.
I don't.
He's got.
they make good armrests.
Yeah, then they become my armchair, and I'm sitting here like a king in his throne.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough about me. I'm sure everybody's here because they want to learn a little bit more about XB and all things XB. So we're going to dive into it a little bit with you today, if you don't mind sharing details.
Ask away, talk. Yeah, what's up?
Let's start with first of all, just in case anybody doesn't know who you are and what you're about. I am going to put you on the spot, give you a floor a little bit to just the elevator pitch. Who is xBCrafted? What do you do in this world of content creation?
So when I first started, I decided at that time that I would make content that I enjoy watching, and then just hope other people enjoy it as well. And so that's kind of what I've tried to stick to throughout my career. There was a point there where I got some advice from somebody where they were like, "Oh, you should be more exciting and more dynamic." And so I tried it, and it killed my soul, to be perfectly honest. Hello, doggy.
Prim decided she needs to be the other guest on the show today.
I didn't do anything. She just loves me.
I'm a huge dog person, so I had to acknowledge the dog.
I love it.
And so that's, like I said, that it killed my soul, and so I just went back to just I love videos where you get to see the process. I want to know how you decided to build that thing, or why you decided to, come up with that pattern, or, something breaks and you got to come back and fix. I don't want all that cut out. And so I don't cut all that out. And so that's how I've always tried to do things.
I want to unpack this a little bit. So you said somebody mentioned to you to be more dynamic, be more energetic, whatever it was. And when you say
YouTuber voice, that's what I hear. That's what people call it, the YouTuber voice. Right. What's going on, everybody?
Yeah.
That's super.
It's not
exactly.
Well, it's not inherently a bad thing unless it's something that you don't want to do. And if that's what I'm hearing, is that you tried to make that change, and you probably felt kind of uncomfortable in your own skin for that moment, and you went back to who you truly are. I have to respect that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I'm not joking. I'm not making more of this than I should. To me, that's huge in character. I like that you tried it. You tried it. Well, let me see. Maybe I'll like this. You tried it. You're like, nope, I don't like that. I'm going back to where I was. Like that. Didn't entertain. Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'm not supposed to. You're like, no, I'm going back to who I am. And I like that strength. I like that centering, man.
Absolutely. And
I've always said I'd rather fail at this being myself than to be massively successful trying to be someone else.
Very good.
That's admirable, dude.
See, that's like what I say. I say my principles will be what buries me, but I'll be buried with my principles.
Yeah. Very similar vein there.
Yeah.
And you've been doing this for quite some time. I know that it shows that you created your channel back in 2007, but were you posting videos back all the way back then, or that's just like when you created your account? Because if you look it up, that's what it says. But then again, it's on the internet, so if we look up your age, it also says you're 25.
I mean, who are you to say I'm not?
Yeah, he might be.
XB joined Hermitcraft when he was 13 years old.
Youngest hermit ever.
But what was the first thing that you did on YouTube? Like, what was when you first uploaded your first video? Like, at the time, obviously this is before Hermitcraft, I'm assuming. What were your goals there?
I was doing build showcase, and they were really bad. like really bad builds. But I would just like show builds, no voice, no audio, no like just complete silence. And then yeah, that was basically. And then I got into doing like seed spotlights.
Oh, nice.
Which like really worked well for me. Like that was my bread and butter for years. Just seed spotlights. And then yeah.
So you would just generate a bunch of like random Minecraft worlds, and if it looked cool, you would show it off in a video. Is that what the format was?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
like
awesome.
if there was something like say there was a village at spawn, and then within like 200 blocks there was another village, and then there was like an end portal. Like I dove deep into the seeds. Which I think is really what kind of propelled that success for me. I didn't like I've seen seed spotlights where it's like, oh hey, there's a tree at spawn.
Yes.
And I'm like, awesome. That's
I
great.
spawned in the middle of an ocean.
Yeah.
So I saw those, because you want to find a cool seed to play on. And so I was looking for seeds, and I would see spotlights like that. And I was like, there's got to be something better. Like somebody's got to be doing something better. And so that's what I tried to do.
That's cool, man. Yeah. And so that was early on. I'm very curious because you actually joined Hermitcraft before I did. I mean, we technically, well, not technically, but we both kind of joined season 3. You actually came in a little bit earlier, even tail end of season 2. To my knowledge, you didn't actually end up making any season 2 videos, right?
Oh no, I did.
Oh, did you?
I think I've got like 8 or something.
Oh, okay. So you got a few in before the end of the season, but that must have been kind of wild coming into a season that was in its tail end. Can you tell us about how that all came about, like that Hermitcraft start for you?
Well, are you wondering like how they knew me? Or
that and what it was like to first join the server and get to know the people, like your whole
love the invite story. They like the origin story.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a time on the tubes of you where you could do video responses.
Oh yes. Yeah, I had one. I did.
Loved video responses. And so I watched Hermits, I was a fan, and that's what I would do. I would just send them, a video. They would say, oh, I need help doing this, or let me know what you guys think about that, or if you have any other ideas. And so I would just throw them a video response, and a few of them, they pinned them under their videos, and then I got in good with Topmass.
Okay.
And then I played on a couple of his servers with him, and then modded. Y'all were doing mod sauce. Well, you weren't.
I wasn't.
But they were doing.
But yeah,
mod
Hermits
sauce.
were doing that. Yeah.
And Topmass couldn't figure out some modded stuff, and so he brought me up to the group to get me on to help him with modded. And so that was my intent, was to only play modded, but then I was like, I should probably jump on vanilla too.
So were you not doing like any vanilla at the time? You were just mainly a modded Minecraft guy?
No, I would say my passion was modded, but I was doing a bit of vanilla.
Gotcha.
So
funny thing. Hold on, real quick.
No, go ahead, please.
That was the second time I was brought up to Hermitcraft.
Ooh. Spill the tea.
So the first time,
a little bit of lore here.
I was actually brought up by Jasacid.
Mm-hmm.
Like I guess like in season 1 somewhere.
Oh wow.
And it was a no. Which I don't know that I was supposed to know that, but it's like whatever, it's.
So you were friends with Assassin. He brought up your name. He's like, hey, maybe we should think about bringing in the XB to the crew. And
No, I didn't. I'd never had any kind of interaction with Assassin.
Oh,
at all.
Wow.
So it was cool. Obviously I was like, oh man, I could have been in sooner. But then,
I mean,
it definitely was not the right time.
End of season 2. You are one of the most OG hermits.
Well,
still.
Okay, so here's what I'm hearing is tail end of season 2, you were brought in and you were able to make 8 videos, which tells me you were in the last 20 minutes of season 2, given how nobody pumps out videos like you're coming up on 5,000 videos on your channel. Are you kidding me? That's incredible consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yes, let me ask you this question for the sake of the podcast, but also for my own selfish reasons. What is your process? How are you able to have an overwhelming consistency like that?
I have a lot less output now than I once did. There was a time I was putting out 5 to 7 videos a week.
Oh my goodness
Wow,
gracious.
it's almost daily.
That would be like seed spotlights and then mod spotlights and like, just like all kinds of different things. And it's just, I think back then I was more worried about just like how much I could do rather than the content I was actually doing.
I think back then, like the YouTube algorithm, like that was the thing. Like everybody was trying to pump out as much as they could because like it seemed like the YouTube algorithm pushed for that somehow. Yeah. Like if you're not daily, they're going to suppress you or whatever. But what I want to ask is, you were doing that. Were you full-time YouTuber already when you were doing that?
So I had the opportunity and the privilege. I was actually staying with my brother at the time. And so I told him, I was like, I want to actually try this. And I feel like for me to actually try this, I have to put everything into it. And he was like, okay, give it a shot. And another funny thing, since we were talking about when I got invited to Hermitcraft, I actually had a video uploaded, ready to go, announcing quitting.
Oh, no.
Wait. Quitting in general. And then you got the invite, you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Wait a minute, how close?
That is huge. That's some.
Was your finger on the publish button when you got the DM? Like, how close are we talking?
It was scheduled.
Oh my gosh!
Wow!
It was like a week. So
that's amazing. That let's see. I'm trying to.
That's the universe coming into play here, saying no, you're not doing that. You've put too much in, and you have too much ahead of you to let that ride. You're coming to Hermitcraft.
Like it was like this is like a movie, dude. When somebody's about to hit the nuke launch button, and the person who has the information that the button pusher doesn't have is running down the hall, and they're like, kick out the door. They're like, no, like, dude, you were about to quit, and then you got the invite. That's amazing.
Wow, man.
Wow, I had no idea.
I had no idea either. Is that a story you've told before?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Wow, I've never heard that one.
Why were you going to quit?
It didn't really seem like it was like I had success, but it seemed like it kind of flattened a bit. And like, my brother, he was like, all right, you've been at this for a bit, and I definitely need help with bills and all that kind of thing. And so I was like, all right, I gave it my shot, and we'll go from here.
Wow.
And then, yeah, like I still I think deep down I was like, I'm going to quit, but I also knew that I couldn't. So it would have ended up being like, I'll get to a video whenever I can.
Understood.
Just kind of changing your mode of operation, which was like every day pump out a video to like, right. I need to maybe do this as a hobby.
There is a vibe. There's an image out there I've seen that it's a Minecraft image, but it's more metaphorical than anything in my eyes, where it's like, you see, I don't know where I saw it, but it's a person digging, looking for diamonds, and it's a 2D profile shot, and they're doing this lateral move, and they've been digging for what looks like thousands of blocks, and they just can't find any, dude, and they like forget it, and their character is turning around, and the profile shot shows that one more block, there's the big old chunk of diamonds. That's like that's what almost happened here, man.
Yeah, there's a very famous book called 3 Feet from Gold that it tells the whole story about that, and it's a true story about a guy who was excavating, looking for gold, and he gave up and sold his company to somebody else, and they found gold like instantly. Wow. And like became super mega rich. And it's like it's that life lesson, like don't give up too soon. And XB just proved that's a real thing.
I feel like I'm on the cusp. I got a foot in each camp of 2 different parallel universes. One where the video went out and we're not talking to XB, and then the one that we get to be in now where it got caught early. Like, this is a fascinating story. So is that video, is it still like in your archives? Not that you're going to use it, but is it one of those things you just hit unschedule?
No, it's gone.
It's gone.
It's deleted.
Long gone. So that story is, I was actually working on a video when something caught my eye in Skype, of all places.
Skype.
Good
And
old Skype.
this guy, random guy named Azuma, was adding me on Skype. And like I was just like, no. Like I thought, because my friends at the time, they were super trolly. And so I thought it, was one of the, because they kept saying you should be on Hermitcraft. You need to get on Hermitcraft. I'm like, I'm not, like, I'm trying to do my thing. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'm still going to try to do my thing. And so I thought it was them just messing with me. So I actually didn't accept the friend invite.
Oh my
until
goodness.
I heard back from all of them, and I was like, are you sure this is not you? And so what ultimately happened is a second person sent an invite, and it was Hypno.
Mm,
And so I was like, okay, yeah, it's real.
nice.
That is incredible. Do they know this? Does X know this?
I don't think so.
Oh my goodness, this is fascinating. I'm serious. Like, I like stories like this. I like this, because I'm a big butterfly effect guy. You know what I mean? And we've had podcasts about the butterfly effect, and I'm huge into that stuff. And this is something where it's like, dude, it doesn't. I mean, you got to make this great career out of this, and there's lots of people that love you. 5,000 videos. What are we looking at? 94 million views. This is insane, and it was that close to not being a reality. And it's just. You missed it. Like, he jumped off the train tracks and the train damn near nipped his heel behind him, Wow. Good for you, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and then you've been trucking, man, on like every season. That, like Skizz said, you've got a ton of videos, and you're, like you said earlier on, you were doing more almost daily. But I mean, even now on this season, you've produced 76 episodes. So like you're still a machine. Like you're one of the hermits that I think any viewer can go to and be like, this person is going to release videos in a cadence that I can know it's coming. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's not going to be huge waits in between episodes because I'm one of them. I'll go sometimes a month without a video. It happens, but you've been a lot more consistent, and that's really cool to see.
Yeah. Early season, I try to aim for Wednesdays and Sundays, because obviously early season content is like, it's a gimme.
Yeah.
And then as the season progresses, I try to stay to every single Sunday.
Oh, that's nice. So you actually you actually schedule it basically.
See what I mean? That's what I mean.
So people know that you got a video coming out. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. No, it's like, tell me your process.
Yeah.
And that was a process. Like, it not only was it a process, it's a dynamic one. Early seasons, Wednesdays and Sundays, and then there's a sort of a tipping point where it's just going to shift to Sundays. That's having a plan before you've even started, and that's good news. I was a little bit too willy-nilly this season personally, which is why I'm working on episode 40, and I don't even do anything. So it's like that's incredible, man.
That's about the extent of my planning.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, so I've tried that before, to be like, I'm going to release on a schedule, but what I found is every once in a while I'll just have that lack of creativity or just not the motivation or whatever. There's no spark. I don't have an idea for the episode, and next thing you know, I'm like, I'm not going to make an episode in time, and then my schedule gets blown up basically, and I'm like, that doesn't work for me. It's too much stress. Do you ever run into anything like that? Trying to have that schedule?
Yeah.
How do you overcome that?
So usually what happens is I'll just like poke Corrales or something, and I'd be like, hey, you want to hang out? I'm so, my brain doesn't brain right now. So I need something brainless to do. So we'll just like yell at each other over mini games.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you and
Yeah.
Corrales get up to a lot of shenanigans in Hermitcraft. Between the gambling and the buying stuff off each other, right? And there's always mini games. I know you're a big mini game lover, right? You seem to really get into the mini games on the server, and you've actually made a few yourself as well. I mean, when it comes to Hermitcraft and making content, do you have like a favorite thing that you enjoy about the process of making videos, like about the actual in-game stuff, like building big bases or mini games or hanging out with friends? All the above.
I'm kind of like I guess I'm just a jack of all trades, I guess. The one thing I don't really get into is roleplay. Like, that's just not my thing.
That makes sense considering like when you were
right.
like you know, oh, I'll give a go at this YouTuber voice energy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Trying to be something that you're not doesn't really feel innate to you,
But what's
right?
funny is I was actually in drama in high school.
Oh, wow.
Okay, this is getting juicy. Because I mean,
Onion be appealing.
Here's the deal. No, I want to hear your story, XB, but I want to give my own little tiny like preamble to it. When we have other YouTubers on, some of them I make the decision as to whether or not I want to dive into their past as to whether or not they ever did theater as a kid, because I did do theater as a kid. And sometimes I'm like, no, that I don't think this person did. And then given your story, I'm like, I really don't think XB did. And now you're telling me you did. So my radar's all whacked out. So wait, how young were you when you were doing drama?
High school.
You did in high school, you said. Okay.
So it was like a couple years ago, right?
Like 2 or 3.
It may have been. Who knows? All right. So did you walk me through, how'd you get introduced into drama and did you enjoy it?
A girl.
Classic story. Classic.
Very honest. I love it.
I mean, so I also took Spanish in junior high.
Yeah,
Because of the teacher.
Because of the teacher. Let's go. Too hot for teacher. He's too young to know what that song is.
He might not be, dude. Oh man, that's like old school Van Halen, right? I brought my pencil.
Oh no, I got Skizz going. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
XP.
dude.
I'm so sorry.
No, hey, that's a good song, dude. Oh my God, he was hot for teacher, and that was junior high. So you're an honest man. I am really enjoying this. All right, so how'd it go in drama?
I mean, it went all right. I ended up dropping it eventually, just because it really didn't seem like it was my thing.
Okay.
The teacher loved me, said I was good, but it didn't fit me, I guess. So.
Okay, so you were good. You were able to sell, was what I'm hearing, but you didn't.
Right.
Were you not comfortable? You just realized that was not something you enjoyed.
I spent so many years, like childhood, not being able to be someone else, forced into like the existence that we had, which it wasn't a good one. And so I guess as I became as I was getting older, I realized that there's no shame and no reason to not be yourself.
Oh, very good.
That's okay. So it hit differently with you. I gotcha.
Right.
Yeah. No, I can dig that. So as somebody who did do theater, I enjoyed it because I enjoyed being something or somebody else, no matter what the challenge was. You're like, here's the scenario, be this person. I like that, but I totally understood why it wasn't. Not everybody was into that. And if it in acting in general is one of those things that if you're not genuinely into, then it will be a miserable experience. And so I'm glad that you just pivoted right away and said, nope, not for me. I am XB. Yeah, I am. Did we talk about how the name came to be? And I just spaced out.
No, we jumped past the.
I want to know.
So typically when we have a gamer, mostly Minecrafters, hermits, and stuff that have in-game names, it is fun, to hear about like how names came about. Yeah, and I've been looking at your name, xBCrafted. I think I get the crafted part.
All right, let me see. Hold on. Before he tells us, let's see if we can figure it out. Now, did you? It's okay. Is it little x, capital B?
Yeah.
All right,
yeah. Okay. I want
to
go first.
Okay.
So I think crafted has something to do with crafting, Minecraft, right?
Yeah.
I think the B might be an initial. Potentially, don't want to dox you or anything. I know you're very private. And then the X, I feel like, was because like the name B Crafted was already taken, and you added the X on to differentiate. Don't say if I'm right yet. Let's hear Skizz's.
Okay, my theory is, he's so old. He was born in BC, and he likes rafts, and his name is Ted. I'm probably not right.
I mean, Skizz got that one.
Oh man, dang it! I knew I should have gone.
All right, what is it?
It's just it's part of a name I used to use with crafted. There's no big mystery, honestly.
Okay.
it's not an interesting story.
Yeah, we should have gone with my version.
I mean, I was just like, oh, I marched Impulse Drum Corps. That was fun. I'll use that, and then you never think, I don't know if anybody's ever like created their gamer tag and been like, this is going to be a big deal someday.
I'm going to be famous one day. I need to think about this.
It's
Yeah,
like-
my name is ridiculous, and I didn't think about it at all. And I didn't even do it for this. I did it for full tilt poker. You know what I mean? Like it was no thought. But go ahead. XP.
Yeah, if I could go back, I would choose different. I think.
You would. Mm.
So.
Yeah, I agree. I would too.
What would you choose? Do you like have a name in mind? You're like, if I could go back, I would be this.
No, I think I would have shifted it away from, because it's a very Minecrafty name.
Yeah, that was my first thought, right? Crafted. So
Yeah.
that makes sense. So, I mean, let's dive into that because you're not just a Minecrafter. You enjoy many other games. I've seen you do 7 Days to Die. I know back at the end of season 3 when Ark Survival came out, like I know that like it was like you, Zildjian, and Slipgator got really into it, if I'm not mistaken. Like, didn't you guys all go play on a server together and stuff?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not just Minecraft that you enjoy, it seems like.
No, I really enjoy the survival crafting genre, and so they're all within that genre, and so I'm always a fan of those kinds of games. So.
And if I'm not mistaken, you recently repicked up Ark. I'm guessing there was some big update, but I saw that you were like streaming it again, right?
No.
So
So me and Ark, I have too much time playing Ark, and so I was trying to think of like what can I do to just kind of, because you get into that Minecraft funk.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, what can I do that's still within the same, you still got to be creative, but it's not the same. And so I installed 7 Days to Die, and I was like, nah, that's just not really tickling my fancy right now. And so I installed Ark, recorded an episode, deleted the episode, uninstalled Ark, and then
recently. Are you talking recently? Like,
within the last month.
Oh my gosh.
And then I was like, what if I just stream it? Like, then it doesn't have to be a thing. Streaming is like, you're there, you're doing, who cares? You're sitting there, just standing there staring at a wall for 20 minutes, talking to the chat. Who cares? It's streaming. Mm-hmm. That's what it's about. And so I was like, all right, I'll just reinstall it. And then the first modded Ark I ever played was a mod called Anunnaki Genesis. And Ark has been changed. It's now new and shiny, I guess. And so a lot of the old guard mods are gone. And so I was just looking, and then I saw somebody remade that mod. And I was like, all right, I'm sold. So
you're checking it out on stream, on Twitch or YouTube? Where are you streaming at these days?
Twitch.
Nice. And so streaming, is streaming something that you've done for a long time? I mean, like what's your schedule like as far as streaming goes? Is that something you do like daily almost, or weekly, or how often?
It depends. Lately I've been streaming because I don't stream like Mondays or Tuesdays. I don't record Mondays. Those are the days that me and Ferks, like that's our days. Unless there's like a server reset or something major that's happening on Monday or Tuesday. Otherwise those are our days.
Smart.
And
nice.
So
yeah, I mean,
it
just like a lot of people work Monday through
really.
Friday and they take the weekend off. Your weekend is kind of Monday, Tuesday, right?
Right. Yeah.
All right. That's
which
good.
living in small town Wisconsin doesn't. It's not good because everything's closed on like Mondays and Tuesdays.
Really?
Oh man.
Yeah, it's
Okay, hold on.
That's weird.
I don't want to. Again, I keep getting worried I'm going to dox you. I was just in Wisconsin, barely. Like I was in Chicago visiting some family, and we went up to Lake Geneva, which meant we had to cross the Wisconsin border, just south Wisconsin, to go to Lake Geneva. And I remember as I was crossing the border and I see Wisconsin, I was like, XB lives in this state. I wonder how far he is from me. So are you are you like more northern, like Green Bay Packer area? You don't have to say if it's gonna out too much information, but
do you know where Oshkosh is?
Bagosh?
I know, that's what I was going to say.
Well, that's where the brand came from.
Oshkosh Bagosh came from Wisconsin?
That was too easy.
It did.
No,
He's
clue.
saying Oshkosh Bagosh. Oh my
It came
gosh.
from there. Wow.
Yeah, so
No,
it's
I
like
don't.
middle of the state.
Okay. So really, we're
So-
probably that far, maybe 2-hour drive from Lake Geneva or so.
yeah, you've
sounds
been like 2.5 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was like, man, I wonder if I was only there for like half a day. I was like, I wonder if I should reach out to XB and see if there's a chance to say hi real quick.
I mean, we never did meet up when we were all living in Arizona.
I know. Yeah. You were down just in Tucson, right? Many years ago.
2 hours. Well,
Yeah.
hour-ish.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Depends
From
on
where
who's
I
driving.
live,
Hour and
where
a
we
half.
live, it's like an hour and a half. It's
Yeah.
like, I was just there actually not too long ago. Can see why you left.
I mean, on Arizona highways, I would take that as a challenge.
Yeah.
No, actually, I was really curious because when I was down in Tucson, I was thinking about you again. And I was like, XB used to live here. And I don't know if I just visited the wrong side of town or what, but it was very deserted. It felt like that part of the town. And I was like, I wonder what I started thinking. I wonder what it was that made XB want to move all the way across the entire country to Wisconsin. Quite the climate change for you. Do you mind if I ask like what made that move? What made your
A girl.
Hey!
very easy answers here with XB. We know what drives him.
Yeah, I mean, that's the age old thing, right?
Yeah.
A girl made me do it.
Made you do it. All right. Well, now let me ask you this. Been in Wisconsin now for a while, it seems like.
6 years.
What compare and contrast the difference between Tucson, Arizona.
That's
and
not a fair
Come
comparison.
on. I want to know like what you like better, worse, all that kind of stuff. Spill the tea on the locations.
Well, here it's very green, like very green. With Tucson, it's brown.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that I'm not. Yeah, I don't miss the brown.
Don't miss
obviously.
the dust storms, I
Yeah.
suppose. And
Right.
Haboobs.
The boobs.
See, he knew it. He knew what it was.
he's a native.
Yeah.
I don't miss the summers, but I do at the same time because I like the winters here. I'm not a fan. I love snow. Like I love snow. Snow's great. Moving snow sucks
Yeah.
a lot.
I hear that a lot too.
And so yeah, it's very like here we have like we'll have winter, and then we'll have false spring, and then we'll have second winter, and then we'll have another false spring, and then we'll have like third winter and then spring.
Oh man.
So just no summer at all.
Well, no, well, right now it's summer. Yeah. So outside it doesn't get as bad there. I think currently it's hold on, let me check. It is currently it's 72.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
So
Wow.
not bad at all.
That's beautiful.
60% humidity.
That's not so much. Yeah, I didn't care for the humidity so much when I was there.
I had no idea it was humid there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course, it was like it was kind of rainy weather.
Super humid here.
But
The other day it was 96% humidity
What?
here.
I think it's like 4% away from just being in water. Right?
It's just
luckily he has gills, or else he wouldn't be able to breathe.
I know, he's swimming around. Wow.
I can't believe you didn't mention cheese curds. You can't move to Wisconsin and not be like, it's great to have access to fresh cheese curds daily.
No, cheese curds are fantastic. So we actually went to down south. Actually, we would have been down close to where you were. We went to this place called Mars Cheese Castle. It's just like this place. It's just got like a bunch of cheese, and it's shaped like a castle.
I love
Nice.
cheese. I love cheese. We have the
Cheese
draft
is
coming up. We
amazing.
get cheese curds.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
get the well, they're not real cheese curds out here. We don't get the good stuff.
I
Because they don't squeak in
Well,
your
I want to go to
mouth.
Wisconsin
It's
now.
not real cheese curds if they don't squeak
They don't
when you
sque-
bite into
I bet
them.
they squeak in Wisconsin. We could have squeaky cheese curds in Wisconsin and hang out with xBCrafted.
Have you guys been to? Is there a Culvers anywhere?
Yeah.
near you guys?
Yeah.
But I mean, I've now been there and had legit cheese curds and can compare to the Culvers cheese curds that I have down the street.
All right, well, let's hear
And-
XP's take on it.
Yeah.
Tell me about what.
Well, so we went to Culvers down in Tucson before I moved up here, and I was like, I mean, it's okay.
Mhm.
You know, I was just like, it's okay. But I will say that the Culvers here are leaps and bounds and
Wow.
miles and.
What's the point of making a franchise if you can't make the same experience
Yeah.
across the world?
Well, and so hold on. So you want to talk? So we have two Culvers about the same distance from us, right? And so one of them has the good cheese curds,
Oh,
and the other
okay.
one has the okay cheese curds, and they're in the same city. So it's like
hit or miss. Man, I went out to eat when I was there. And we got, so there's like two versions of cheese curds, right? We're just on cheese
Well,
curd
really,
subjects
two
now.
is.
We're diving in.
Yeah,
We're all the way
we're
in.
hungry.
And you know, there's the non-breaded fried, you know,
Yeah.
just straight cheese curds. When you say cheese
Right.
curds, that's typically what people think of, right?
Yeah.
But like we you know, through Culvers and other experiences get more of the fried cheese curd.
We found a way to make it
experience.
more unhealthy.
Yeah.
is what
Oh
we did.
no,
Yeah.
worse than that. When I got the cheese curds from Culvers, I would get the side of cheese and I would dip the chease curd in the melty
Oh my
cheese.
goodness gracious.
Talk about unhealthy. There's a reason why I had to go
Smoking
on
a
a diet.
cigarette, drinking whiskey.
But yeah, I'm with you. Like I was into those cheese curds until like I went there and I got like the regular cheese curds, not fried. And then I went to like a restaurant, a mom and pop kind of shop, and I got cheese curds that were fried, and they were the most incredible. I can't stop thinking about them. And it's
Yeah.
been weeks. It's been weeks. So I'm so jealous that you have access to like amazing cheese curds whenever you want.
Well,
Yeah,
he's,
we've got access to all the cheese here. It's I'm pretty sure Wisconsin is the top cheese producing state in the country.
That's amazing. And are you a sports
cheese
fan?
everywhere.
Because you guys got some
Not
decent
even a little
sports.
bit.
Not even a little
not
bit.
even a little bit.
Okay.
Nope.
No
Used
going
to
to the Lambeau Stadium and all that Green
Well,
Bay
no,
Packers and stuff.
we went there. No, we went. We drove by.
Joe Biden.
We
took a
drove
picture and
next to
everything.
it.
Dude, I thought of that too. I crossed the border and I'm like, oh, we should go to Lambeau Field. And I looked it up and it was like that's like way north. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
that's like an hour north of us, hour and a half.
Yeah.
Ish.
So that would have been like a 3.5 hour drive then to go
Yeah.
see that. Wasn't worth it.
It's really nice country though. You get some really nice scenery. I
Oh,
mean, there's
yeah.
no mountains. You know, you go back to what I miss about Arizona is topography.
Mm,
Something that like a change in elevation
Mm-hmm.
a little bit. Mountains. I miss mountains.
So like if you go hiking or whatever,
it's just
there's
a
not a
walk.
lot of up and down.
It's
It's
just a
just
walk.
just a flat almost.
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's hills and stuff. Of course.
Wisconsin's very flat.
Yeah. Yeah, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful place. I felt kind of bad like going into your state and not reaching out. And so I was like, man, if I was literally like in your town and didn't reach out, I would have felt terrible. So at least I feel a little bit better knowing that you were still like 2 hours away.
At least you got the curds. You know, that's
Yeah, I got the
important
curds. That's what mattered.
So I want to get back a little bit to the YouTube stuff real quick because I want to learn a little bit more about how you ended up here. I understand how close it was to not becoming a reality, but in this world, for like me personally, I love to create. I live to create. It's my. In fact, you can see it says right here. It says live to, and then XB. If you look down at my arm here, it says create. So if you flip it, it says live to create. But it was something I knew I wanted to be a part of. What compelled you to begin with to start making videos? What were you hoping would come of it, and what kind of satisfaction were you getting by doing this?
I'm a very quiet, shy, reserved person.
Mm.
And so I was hoping to come out of that a bit.
By doing this.
Yeah.
Okay, very
I
good.
figured because it was well outside my comfort zone. Which I mean, you go back early videos, it's obvious. So
I think we all have that. Like I'll go back into my early
Sure.
videos and like, what was I doing?
Well, yeah, we're trying to find our voice.
I was like xBCrafted here. This is bad.
I think I've seen a compilation of like all Hermit's first like videos. You know, where like they took the intros of all of our first videos ever, and it's very interesting to see, you know, how far a lot of us have come with our style and you know, all of that. I think that makes a lot of sense to me, because I was a terrible public speaker. Like it frightened the crap out of me to have to get up in front of a classroom in college and speak. But through the process of like making videos and talking to my screen, basically, I've gotten a little more comfortable over time. And now, like when we go to conventions and we might do a panel, I still get nervous, of course, but it's a lot better than it used to be. Have you had a chance to kind of test those waters, or you just feel that like outside of making videos, have you seen a difference in how that's changed you as a person in the like real world, air quotes?
I feel a lot more comfortable just talking to like random people. Like if you bump into somebody at the store or whatever, or, you know, you just spark up a conversation, I feel a lot more comfortable doing that. I do still have quite a bit of social anxiety, especially when it comes to like coworkers, I guess. My biggest fear is always, and probably will always be, being an inconvenience.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like putting someone out when I guess I didn't have to, or you know what I mean? I just don't want to get to inconvenience anyone.
I get
ever
that.
At any time.
I totally get that, because like if you're asking somebody that, you know, you're not like super familiar, super comfortable with, like he seems like, you know, Corrales and maybe Hypno and a few others, that it's not a problem, right? But like if there's maybe other hermits that you don't interact with as much, when you reach out and say, hey, you know, do you want to do something together? There can be that a little bit of anxiety that like you've just asked for their time, right? And maybe they'll politely say yes, but don't really want to give it. So I'm with you, dude, because my mind does that as well. Like I think that all the time. I'm like, if I ask somebody to do something, are they going to say yes just because they don't want to disappoint me, but really they don't want to do it, and now I've put them out in any sort of way? So I totally get that.
Right. Yeah, like with Corrales, I would feel comfortable. Hey, you want to come over and stare at this piece of stone for an hour?
And he would, because you know Corrales is wild like that. Somehow it would turn into gambling with him, though, wouldn't it? Suddenly you guys would be betting on whether or not that was going to change in color tone or something as the sun rose.
And about how he only lost because he's left-handed.
I think I might be the opposite of you guys. I'll come in and be like, what are you working on? Doesn't matter. Stop doing it. Come with me.
Yeah.
Like I'll just pull people.
We're very much yin and yang like that, for sure.
That is definitely not me.
No, what's funny is I mean, it depends on who it is, but like I had a couple months ago, Mumbo was the only one who happened to be on the server, and I needed somebody to kill me because I needed my head for a reason. And I said, and I typed, I'm like, I was like, Mumbo, can I have a few minutes of your time? I just need you to come kill me real quick. And he happened to be like right smack in the middle of making a time lapse of some sort. And he typed back, I'm sorry, I can't right now. I'm making a time lapse. I'm like, oh, no worries. Sorry about that. And then he wrote back, he's like, actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm coming over. I need some content to close up my video. So he came over. So it was a good moment where I was able to reach out to him, and then I got rejected, and it was fine. We're both professionals. And then he was able to pivot and do his whole thing. And I think you sound to me, XB, like you are a very, very considerate person, like arguably to a fault. Like come inconvenience me. Yeah. Come in, like, please come inconvenience me. I don't have.
Well, and funny thing is, so there are certain, like you said, there are certain people that I have almost no issue poking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And funny enough, and I don't know how it happened, but Mumbo is one of those.
Nice. Who you're comfortable with.
I just if I don't do it a lot, but like the whole the court case, he had no clue about any of it, and I felt comfortable just saying, hey, you want to do this, and that's not, and that's when I it hit me. I was like, why am I so comfortable hitting up Mumbo but not person B? It's like, and it's Mumbo. Like it's like it's Etho, it's Mumbo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
yeah. That's so yeah. All right. So I think You were asking people questions early on in the season, right? You went around and you were doing like small little interviews with people. And I think, and that might be my one and only interaction with XB this season. And it's all making sense to me now because when you reached out, I thought I was picking up on a very subtle apprehension to reach out to do this. And I'm like, what? Yes, sure. Yes. Come on over. So you came over and as you were asking the questions, I think you prefaced it by saying, this is not going to take very long. I'll make this quick and painless. And I'm like, it's none of this is painless. Like, what's up? We're hanging out. What's up? And then you asked your questions. I don't remember what they were. And you were very adamant to close it off quickly so you could move on. And it makes sense now. Like I kind of felt like he's just trying to like check boxes right now. And he's just kind of going through his list, but you were more like, I just really don't want to inconvenience you. And that's very touching. You're obviously an overwhelmingly kind person, but as far as I'm concerned, add me to the list of the people that you have no problem asking for. Like, just reach out. Cause that one little moment with you, it was short lived, but it was fun. It was quirky. And I wasn't super exposed to you before that moment. And I remember being like, this guy like sounds like one of the nicest people in the world. Up there he goes. And I was like, that was a short collab. We got to do another one.
I have a particular fondness for laughing. So yeah, I love laughing. I think it is the cheapest happiness you can get out of life is just a good laugh.
Okay, that is a t-shirt. That was very well put. That should be on a t-shirt, dude. You should merch that right now. Because I couldn't agree with you more. I say it all the time. I'd love to laugh. You know what I mean? And what's funny is, as much as I love to laugh, I know now I enjoy even more making people laugh, right? Like drawing laughter out of people, which is why, as much as I love to stream, I can tell when I've done or said something that the audience reacted to because I can see in their emotes and all that, but I can't hear their laughter. Yeah. And it wasn't until we were at TwitchCon where a crowd was around me and I just decided to go ham it up and do a quick little stand-up thing for them for like 2 seconds. And they were rolling. And I'm like, that feels good, man. Like I haven't seen that in a long time. So do you find, tell me about your comfortability from a streaming standpoint, because YouTube, we can be a little bit more guarded. We have more control, but you also stream. Do you find, you have any apprehension, or are you very comfortable in your own skin there?
No, I've gotten to the point now where if it's me and my thing, I'm pretty good. Like I'm good. I'm just going to do me. People are going to watch or they're not. Like, I'm not going to beg them to watch. I'm not going to try to entice them to watch. I'm like, if you show up, you don't like what I'm saying or what I'm doing, feel free to peace out. Like that's it's very and that's healthy. How I feel about like finding someone new. Like I'll, if I'm looking for something new to watch, I'll go, I'm like, I'm just not into this, and I'll just leave. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, you suck. Or, anything like that. Like, that's just kind of pointless. Like, agreed. Just leave. Yeah. You don't have to stay. You don't have to.
It's a very healthy mindset because like you're not stressing about things you can't control, and you're not, like you said before, you're not trying to be somebody that you're not. You're allowing yourself to be comfortable in your own skin and take it or leave it. This is you. Yeah. And that's an incredible mindset to have, because the other side of that coin is a very stress-filled life.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely. I think XB is on point here from a health standpoint. And I've seen it like, when I stream, obviously there's a lot of people there who really, really like me, and that's very good, right? But not everybody, you're not going to win them all. And every once in a while, you'll see that one thing that's like somebody will literally take the time. They'll take the time to come to my channel, like click on it, go to the chat session and say, I can't watch this guy. And then the chat will be like, well, then leave. Like they'll be like, thanks for that. You can click the X, right?
I love it when you're reading comments and they start with, not to be mean, but, and it's just like, I'm done. I'm not going to read the rest of this.
Mean stuff incoming.
So in that respect, I mean, like when you're reading comments and stuff, do comments ever get to you?
They used to, and it's one of those. Like I said, I had to learn to be comfortable with me before I could like expect other people to try and be comfortable with me. Mm-hmm. Love thyself before others can. You know that kind of thing.
That before, yeah, of
course.
Like I've alluded to, we had a really rough upbringing. And so we were always super poor, like waiting in line, food boxes, government cheese, poor, living in cars, poor.
Wow.
So I was always that person. And so that kind of mindset carries. And so I had to try and break out of that I'm not good enough mindset. And so that was part of this whole, this whole journey, is just proving more to myself that I am good enough.
That's pretty powerful.
So,
Yeah, because I mean, the fact that you have like kind of stepped up to the plate and pushed yourself to get uncomfortable so that you can now be where you're at and comfortable is a huge journey and a hard one.
But it's more than that. Somebody who has gone through a journey like that, it's not. There's a tendency to get to the other side quite jaded and frustrated, but instead he's this really super kind soul that's just. I've had very little interaction, but every second of it's just been very, very lovely. So how do you go through that, get to this other side? That's a testament to the character and the centering of XB. I
wasn't always. I had a lot of anger issues.
Okay.
When I was young, like a lot. And so it took time, obviously working on myself to just realize that being mad at someone or something, the only person it's affecting is you. That person doesn't care that you're mad at them, or that thing doesn't, the only person it's causing any kind of harm to is yourself. And so you just you gotta just get over it.
This is
like that's the easiest.
XB, there's people listening right now who have anger issues, and you're speaking to them, probably not knowing that they need to hear what you're saying. So I wasn't planning on getting this vulnerable, and we can remove all this later if you'd like, but I'd like to take this opportunity to have you sort of dive a little bit more into what you just said. You're saying like, this person doesn't care that you're mad at them, but it sounds to me like you went through a very deliberate metamorphosis because you were able to recognize that this is not healthy. These anger issues, this is not helping anybody. And you came out the other side with who you are now. So what is your words you can give to people who might be going through something relatively similar?
Well, so the changing point for me was I was really mad at somebody because they had done something, and I decided to kind of confront them. At that time, like I let my anger lead the way. And come to find out, they hadn't given it a second thought. And yet it had been all consuming for me for days. And that was the point where it clicked. I was like, I am the only one suffering because of my anger. I can't do this. This is not going to get me anywhere. It's not good for me. And so it was, it was years in the making, but I got to a point where I'm at now, where if something angers me, I can literally just let it go. Like it will not bother me anymore.
God, this is great.
I can't. I can't. I've been through so much that I'm not gonna let it hurt me anymore.
Yeah. That's amazing, man.
There is, and I know if Scar was here, he would start cracking up when I say what I'm about to say, but there's a Tool song. And Tool is my favorite band in the world. Everybody knows this, and their music is more than music. It speaks to it does things. You'd have to just lean in. There's a song that if I didn't know better, you helped Maynard write the song, XB. It's called The Grudge. It's literally called The Grudge, and it is about that consuming energy. When you feel exactly what you just talked about, you feel this for somebody or something or whatever, it takes ownership of you. These grudges, we have control of them, but when we're not careful, they have control of us. And that is what XB was saying. And that's what Maynard is saying in this song. And if you really, really, really read through the lyrics as you're listening to the song and really watch what the music does while he's explaining the detriment of hanging on to hatred, to anger like that, and what it does to you, and how when he's saying let go, which is what XB just said, I can let it go. XB is literally telling us right now that he can do what a lot of people cannot do. He can do it easily now. And that's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. And that's what Maynard's saying. And at the end of it, he's saying, let go over and over and over again. But the way it's placed with the music is so powerful because you realize you're not listening anymore. He's talking to me. He's telling me, let it go, let go. Like and XB's able to say, yeah, just let it go. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, this is, I'm feeling inspired because I don't let a lot bother me, but sometimes when stuff does, it sticks. You know what I mean? I'm not bulletproof.
Yeah.
This is a good
I'm
moment.
still thinking about a comment I read yesterday.
See, yeah, see, yeah. You don't do it at all. You hang all the way on.
So I need some lessons from you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna die young.
Yeah, God, that's awful to hear. Don't say that. Oh, this is a moment that I just had with XB. I didn't see coming, and I'm delighted. This was a really deep, awesome moment because I'm seeing. I thought I was going to get a fun, gentle interview, and I got all that plus wisdom, and I didn't see that coming. And that's not a knock. I just didn't see it coming, and I'm pleasantly surprised. So let me ask you this, XB. We get to have this conversation because that video didn't come out,
right?
and that's all well and good. What if that video had come out? What was your next step? What do you think you were doing with your life?
I didn't have a next step.
Wow.
I had no clue what was going to come after.
Was there anything else that was interesting you?
I had made up my mind that this is it. This is where it ends. And then beyond that, hit the job market and see what's there.
Do you still feel that way? Like, or has that changed? Like, do you ever think about if YouTube was to end tomorrow, this is what I would do next? Does that ever stress you out, or you think about it at all?
I have experience that I can fall back on. I've done, like private security and things like that. And so I can fall back on that. I would prefer not to. Like it was good money, but it wasn't really fun.
Yeah, this job is quite fun, isn't it?
It has, there are certainly days where this job is certainly a job.
Yeah.
But for the overall, this has been the best part of my life. And so I do not look forward to the day because that day will come eventually.
Everything comes to an end eventually, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't want it to happen. I know it will. And so right now I'm in the moment and I'm just living in the moment.
Best place you can be.
I will take what comes as it comes. So.
Hey, you're doing it, man. We talk about it all the time, is that some people have a propensity to live in the past, others in the future, right? The past is you really think you have a lot of regret. The future, you're filled with anxiety. Live now, be in your shoes right now, because that's the only place where you're actually alive is the now. You know what I mean? Right. And so he's like, I'm living in the moment, and I can dig that. I want to pop on the server and literally do a collab right now with XB of some sort.
Speaking of XB, when are you free? Because I got something you built that I need to come by and check out.
I'm finding myself actually, I don't want to use the word upset, but a little bit upset that I've collabed with him so little. It just, I don't remember seeing your name on the tab list. You know what I mean? Our times are really off of each other, whatever, but I can see.
I tend to, I'm usually on in the mornings because the way my schedule used to work is I would record in the morning and then go down, have lunch or whatever, with Ferks, and then I'd come back up and stream.
Yeah.
And then now it's just, I still record in the mornings. I'm usually heading down because we come up 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. And then we're usually heading down around 11 or noon to get lunch. So I'm still in that kind of schedule for recording. So
early riser plus, and then we have, because you're East Coast and we're West Coast, basically, we have a 3-hour time zone difference between us. So you're pretty much done by the time getting ourselves out. I'm an early riser though. Like I've been getting up at like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning and jumping right to work. But yeah, so we're just missing each other. It seems like a lot. But so you have your schedule kind of like figured out, like, and that's your daily routine. You're a lot like me, it sounds like, because that's what I like to do. I like to just like have, this is the time I do this is the time I do that, and like it's almost annoying sometimes because like I will end stream like at the top of the hour, even though I might not be done with whatever I'm doing. You know what I mean? I'm that inflexible. Are you a little more flexible than I am, or are you pretty rigid when it comes to your schedule?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm way more flexible.
I think most people are.
Yeah, dude. You're
Like some streams, they'll, like with this Ark, the first stream was like 5.5 hours.
Oh,
Second stream, I think, was like 3.5 hours. And then there
Nice.
was a 3 hour, and then there was another 3.5. It's just kind of, I just go by how I'm feeling. Like if I feel like, okay, it's, I'm kind of dragging, so I'm just going to call it.
That makes sense.
But if
That's a
I'm
good
feeling
way.
it, I'm just going to keep going,
Yeah,
So
I'm the same way. Sometimes, obviously, there's like I have somewhere to be or whatever, but there's times I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna end the stream at 4 or whatever, and then it's just going so good. It's 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I'm like, I eventually I need to end the stream. But yeah, I'm the same way.
Do you so you play a lot of the games that you like playing just for fun. It seems like you typically stream them. Do you ever play games offline, like outside of streaming or recording?
yeah, well, like currently, actually in my patron Discord, we're playing like Diablo 4 and stuff like that. Like there's I did God, what was that game that came out that just disappeared? I can't remember. It was by Bethesda. Can't remember what it was called, but yeah, there's just tons of games that I would just play that I feel like you have to, as like a gaming creator, have to have games that are not connected to your work.
Because otherwise you feel like you've lost the hobby of enjoying video games, right?
Because we got,
Yeah.
we got into this through a love of video games. And so if you lose that love, then what's the point?
Yeah. It's very true.
I'd say I'm in that rut right now. I've loved games my entire life, and now I almost never play them just for fun. And I don't know. I don't have a good answer. I need to do that. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
I need to do that. You know what I mean? Because I love games. I got to get back into it.
Absolutely. So what do you think for XB? What comes next? Obviously we are well deep into Hermitcraft season 10. At some point it will end and another season will kick off. Have you thought about
What's next for XB?
Have you thought about, what you plan on doing next season yet? Or do you wait until the time comes so that you don't lose motivation on the current season? Or what's your strategy there?
So I have to go back to I don't plan things. So usually a video comes out on Sunday. That video, the concept, even just like anything for that video, started on Wednesday.
Okay.
That the Wednesday before, unless it's like a big project, then obviously it's like a work through time. But I have a broad idea of what I might want to do in a upcoming season, but beyond that, like how it's gonna any of the look or the vibe or any of that will be left up to when I'm standing there in that moment looking around saying, okay, this is what's gonna happen.
Gotcha. And you said like, unless it's a big project, and I started thinking like, what does XB do that's not big? Like that's kind of like your MO almost, right? Like you have had some pretty big epic bases, between, and another thing is you tackle stuff that a lot of people are afraid to tackle, like clearing out ocean monuments. I feel like you've done that a few times. You've got a history with ocean monuments. By the way, your Guardian shop in season 3 was so good that I ended up recreating it in season 7. Remember? Because like I loved it so much. I think I hope I reached out and was like, hey, is it cool if I do this? Did. Because like you've done some really cool stuff over time. But what I don't think enough people saw was that epic was season 7 with the villagers, the huge villager statues where they're pulling the warden out of the ground. It looks like.
God,
Well, they're putting him back in.
Or they're putting him back
sending
in.
him home.
Yeah.
Sending him home.
So epic. Like huge builds. And I can't even imagine how many episodes that would have taken you to do. Or I mean, maybe it was your entire season, it feels like. But yeah, you don't tackle small things, it feels like. Do you ever get burnt out on those huge projects?
So where I run into issues is detail. Small detail.
Same.
And so I feel like if I've got this big build, I don't have to worry about like all the small details. I mean, enough to make the big build look like it belongs, but beyond that, that's where I start to lose focus, is the small detail. Like I want to be able to sit back, and just kind of look at this overall thing and just be like, I did that.
And you've done some, like I said, Skizz, you got to see some, like
I do.
Yeah. Just like a world tour of how, what he's done each season. It's incredible. And sometimes I feel like I blink and it's like, whoa,
yeah,
you did all
impressive.
that in the last, between 2 episodes or whatever. It's like, dude, you're a machine.
That's incredible. But he loves it. He loves it.
Yep.
This is so you mentioned. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that's one of my favorite things to do in Minecraft is take over like a vanilla structure that is completely unloved by Mojang, and love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've done that with Ocean Monuments. You've done that with the mansion, right?
Yep.
You converted that. What are some other things you've done?
Well, mostly like so with the Guardian Monument, I've probably done like 6 of those, where I don't tear it down. I live in it. And so I've done a couple mansions, and then, just basically like the caves, those big open caves, making those more cavey, more intricate, I guess. And so that's kind of where the conflict is with the small detail is sometimes it just kind of clicks, and then you're doing the small detail, and then you look back, you're like, oh, I guess I can do small detail sometime. But they don't really have, like, if they had a worthy end structure, I would do it. If they had a worthy nether structure, I would do it.
It would be so awesome to do more in either one of those dimensions. Honestly, the reason I've avoided it is because YouTube compression and the videos and the dark skies and the nether always kind of has like
doesn't come across.
Yeah, it doesn't come across well in videos. But wouldn't it be so awesome if that wasn't the case, and we could like build in those dimensions and they would come across in video like looking good.
Yeah, at that point they would be different worlds, more worlds. Now they're just worse worlds. You know what I mean? And from a content standpoint,
it feels like that, for sure.
The end and the nether are so unloved. It's silly at this point.
Yeah. Maybe they'll do something about that soon.
Hopefully.
But there's only really one overworld vanilla structure that I have not tackled yet, and so I don't want to like spoil.
Okay, all right. Don't try to guess. Stop trying to guess.
Okay, I won't. Yeah, I was just thinking. Like you said, you've done the Ocean Monument a few times, and so like literally, like when I think of your name, I've almost kind of branded that like orange and what's the prismarine color? What do you call that color? Like a sea green or whatever. Yeah. I kind of imagine those colors as part of your branding at this point.
That'd be good for a mood board.
Well,
99%
of XB fan art is me as a Guardian or something to do with Guardians.
Yeah.
Even like ever since season 3, like that set me in stone as the Guardian guy. So
I love
fun times. Yeah, fun times.
You mentioned briefly a minute ago about your patron server. Now we're gonna call it what it is. We all have patron servers, and they're a lot of fun, and the stuff they do is amazing, and touring them is fun and all that, right? But in terms of making a video for some reason, which we don't necessarily need to dive into, those videos don't perform number-wise as well as other videos. Apparently, unless you're XB, you have a patron video that's got, what is it? Millions of views. That's
Stone Block.
What is this?
It was a Stone Block tour you did, a stream. And like, it must have caught fire on YouTube.
Yeah,
because it's like your most viewed video. Can you tell us how that happened?
I've had a few streams at one time. They got caught in the watch next loop.
Oh, nice.
And so I got a lot of comments from people saying I fell asleep watching this, and then I woke up to this stream. What's going on? Just like, I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know how it happened or why it happened, but a couple of streams got caught up in that, and it just, yeah.
Nice. Good old
That's
YouTube
awesome.
algorithm, man. Gotta love it.
Hey,
You know?
couldn't happen to a nicer guy. I'm into it, man. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, that must have been a fun surprise to wake up and just see that just taking off like it did.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was telling Ferks too, you know, because she kept pointing it out. She's like, it's got this many views now. And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't do, and the watch time on it was amazing.
That's good.
Oh,
That's huge, right?
Let's go.
Because
That's
people would wake up like toward the end of the stream.
perfect. XP's like, I think I'll throw a couple more ads in the middle of this one.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, like Skizz said, couldn't happen to a nicer guy to have stuff like that, you know, pop up out of nowhere unexpectedly, and YouTube has graced you with their algorithms blessing.
I'm appreciative of everything that I'm currently able to do. So
That's cool.
XP, I got to tell you, I'm a very honest guy, and I was feeling that I was a little nervous about having you on this show because, admittedly, we have had very, very limited interaction, almost none. I didn't know a whole lot about you, and so I was a little nervous about this interview, and I come out the other side of it very grateful that I even get to have ever met you, because this is you. Like, the wisdom piece was very, very real, man. It's not just about, in my opinion, it's not just about who you are or who you've become, but how outrageously you've become. The whole, like, if it bothers me or if I'm angry, let it go. It's just, there's this dynamic to you I didn't see coming, and I am delightfully surprised. I really, really, and I if this is coming off wrong, I don't care. I want to say it exactly. I'm feeling it. Yeah. Welcome to Skizz. I'm saying my exact thoughts are, I think very, very highly of you. And I didn't think low of you at all. I didn't think of you. You know what I mean? I just didn't. I'm being honest here. And now I do think of you. And now I do very much look forward to future collabs with you. And I'm submitting my interest to be added to your list of people that you're completely comfortable with. I'm using air quotes, inconveniencing. It would never be an inconvenience. And I would like to ask that you put me on that list of trusted sources to collab with, because I would love to. So, you know, please write my name down if you would. I'd like to be there.
Yeah, same here. I hope I'm on that list too. I know we've done a few things over the years, but always room for more, for sure. And I wish it's a travesty we haven't done more, to be honest.
Yeah, but let's put that behind us and let's see what comes
I'm
out.
down.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right,
I mean,
man.
and that's the thing. Really, sometimes all it takes is just kind of just talking to someone.
Yep.
To like understand who they are and like how you gel, rather than just being like, I don't know if I gel with that person, so I'm just not even gonna try.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we don't get these opportunities too often to be in a smaller setting, right? Like, a lot of times our talking to each other is in a group setting, like a Hermitcraft meeting, where there's a lot of voices all happening and you can't really get to know a person.
Yep.
So I love that, you know, these opportunities are here for us now to get to know, like, through this podcast, we've gotten to know a lot of the hermits a lot better and a lot of our friends a lot better. And now you as well, XB. And it's been a real pleasure having you on.
It really has.
It's been fun.
Yeah. Thank you for your time. I hope it wasn't too much of an inconvenience. No, thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure having you on, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on the server, buddy.
I mean, if I'm around, I don't care. You know, if you see me on, same thing. Like, if you just want to pop over, I don't care what I'm doing. I will stop what I'm doing to hang out with people. So.
Same.
Absolutely. Likewise.
Same.
All right, man.
All right, brother.
We'll
Thank
let you go. I'll see you on the server soon, man.
All right, man. Bye.
Bye.